what up, everybody? It's your boy Neo, and I was wondering to myself, why don't I worry about my kids more? You know, as humans, the more invested we are into something, the more getting along with something, the more we fear losing it. So I'm assuming the same thing with go for children. So because I am so much into my kids' lives, why, aren't I more affected by, the whole worry aspect? And it made me come to some realizations, which made me want to do this particular video because a lot of things come with thoughts become things. Outside of the ability to create my own future, that gives me 100% confidence. You need to understand the word 100%. A lot of people think they understand it, but it's really 99 in their mind because it's hard to believe in an absolute like that. But 100% I am in control of my life. And that includes all aspects, which means their health, their safety is in my hands, and I know I got that on lockdown. Now, in addition to that, when you're dealing with other people, it's easy to manifest things for yourself. That's cool. But when you're dealing with other people, they have their own set of energy that they're giving off, things that they're manifesting into their lives, and you're going to be twisting and turning and working together to make certain things happen. But I'm teaching them thoughts become things. I'm correcting them where need be and praising them when they use it to their advantage. I'm showing them. So not only am I securing their future, so I really don't have to worry. But as a parent, you still will. But the fact that I see them winning in the areas they point at, and I say that with purpose, is that's what I always say I do. I get everything I point at. Except for the one thing, y'all know what it is, you know what I'm saying? But I'm pointing at it now. It ain't here yet. But no matter what you could say, this old lady said this about this old lady said this about me the other day. She was just like, you know what? I don't like what you're saying because she's all in like Jesus and all that, Jesus and the Bible. And do you? So she's the type of person that I'm pretty sure she's the one who asked me. So you don't believe Jesus died on the cross for your sins? And when people ask me that, I tell them, listen, okay, if you can't prove it in court right now, I don't want to talk about that particular thing right now. We can come back tomorrow and debate about it when it's just me and you, but it's a room full of people right now. Let's only talk about facts, things that can be proven in the court of law today. And she kind of didn't like that because she didn't have anything to stand on. She couldn't say anything. John Luther in Genesis 16 states that Moses lived to be 900, which no, she had nothing to stand on. So anyway, by the end of the thing, she didn't pull me to the side. She said it in front of everybody. She said, "You know what? I might not agree with what you say, but it makes sense." And I hope she's listening. I love you to death for converting, because I know in that moment you realized that I was going to say being positive, but I'm going to say controlling your thoughts and shifting them in a more positive direction is the most important thing in your life. There's not a being, there's not a book, there's not a place, there's not a person. Because everything I just named falls under that category. How you feel about how God is treating you, well, you can feel as if he's treating you unfair and he always beats you down. Guess what? Thoughts become things. It'll happen again and you're wondering why you're in that situation. I just told you. It's real simple. Bringing it back to my kids, do you know the comfort that I have knowing that when a negative thought creeps into my kids' mind, at least some of them are getting shut down, whereas me growing up, I didn't know this. I would naturally shoot down negative thoughts just because I didn't want to, it made me feel uncomfortable. Like in my child, I just didn't want, not uncomfortable, but I just didn't want to be in that space. I was too happy of a person to even spend time there, but I didn't know what I was doing. And unfortunately, neither one of my kids fully have that part of me. And it's scary to know that the hardest part about what we do every day, trying to control our minds and or letting it go, the hardest part is remembering to remember to check shit, remembering to remember to be the watchman at the gate and close the arm. Don't just let all 60,000 thoughts on average per person that you're going to have today. Don't let all 60,000 of them just fly by according to what you're seeing in front of you as the day goes on. Slam the shit shut. Just close shit down. Take control. Not only when you do that are you waking up to this moment, and the only time you're letting God's plan unfold is when you are in this moment. When you think about the future, the past, you're manifesting future like events, or like events, whatever you're feeling. But they only say present. The only thing, y'all got me going. If you ever want to make God laugh, tell him your plan. Because his plan is so much bigger than yours. How do you let his plan unfold? By staying present. The fact that my kids know that. The fact that my kids know that they have to slam that gate shut. Those are all strengthening my thoughts that they'll be more than okay. And super dad, being the super dad that I try to be, you would think, I almost feel guilty that I don't worry. Because I know my father did. He had reason to. Obviously, you see what happened to my sister. I was a police officer on a SWAT team in the most dangerous city in America. His other daughter was 1,000 miles away in Boca Raton on the beach. Nah, what's up, Nick? Yeah, so it's like, I almost feel bad that I don't worry, but I don't feel bad because I don't want to worry. I don't want to water those negative seeds. Let me tell you something. I use those type of threats on people all the time to get them to tighten up. Your future is on the line. Okay? Tighten up your thought process. Tighten up your beliefs. Tighten up what's going on here throughout the day. I can't stress the importance of that. Or else your ass is on a chopping line. And guess what? People still go back and do the same shit. 99% of the people I talk to still go back and do the same shit the next day. They can't remember to do these exercises until they see my videos, and then I take off from a week from doing videos, and they're back in the rut. We'll work on that. But now I'm putting your kids' lives on the line. That's the difference. That's the ticker. That's the kick in the ass. Because the other one was just you, and you can suffer. You've been doing it long enough. But when I put your kids on the line, that's when you get your ass in gear. Set some reminders. Set one alarm to go off tomorrow that says whatever your affirmation is. Life is good. Smile more. Easiest thing in the world. Set an alarm tomorrow for 2 o'clock in the afternoon with the word smile. When it goes off, smile. Click done. You're done with it. Do that once a day. I guarantee you in a week you'll have a couple reminders and something hot going on in your life. By hot, I mean you're heading in the direction you want it to be. In one of the directions you want it to be headed in, whether it's going to get a pizza. I use that because I wanted to stress the small examples, but I was actually talking about like promotions and stuff like that. Promotions are achieving a goal of making a certain purchase or whatever the situation is. But knowing that my energy trumps my kids' energy as far as what happens in my life. Right? It makes sense. It's my life. But they are a part of my life. So their energies are included. But at the end of the day, when I'm in this room, right here that I'm in, what is outside of these walls is nothing but infinite possibilities. I can try to picture my kids right now in their beds, and I'm going to be wrong. They could be rolled over to the left. There could be a piece of paper on the floor that I didn't see in my vision. Either way, I'm wrong. So the child I'm looking at right now on the other side of that door, a couple rooms down, that's not really my physical child. That child is way more lighthearted and spiritual and positive than my actual child, because I know my actual children are going through shit in school. The drama shit that we go through as teenagers that we don't show our parents when we get home. I don't know what's going on. Different views, different takes on things. Literally, the two children that I'm envisioning in those two rooms right there and right there are not the same two kids that are in there. They're not. I mean, that's why and as a side note, I take advantage of that. And since those aren't my physical two children, the ones I'm seeing, they don't think the same, they're not positioned the same. Since they are, I can add anything I want to them. I can make them smarter, better grades, better situations. And guess what I'm doing? I'm watering seeds. I'm taking time out of my busy day to put down the remote and the Facebook, even though I'm speaking on Facebook right now, to put this shit down and water a different seed than I'm used to. Okay? That's the theme for January 2019. Think better. Make believe better. And I can make believe a world where my children are swimming in all the luxury that I yearn to give them. And I'm confident that that's what it will be, which takes away the worry. Now, thoughts become things. I know a lot of people shy away from it because of all the bad things that have happened in their life and they don't want to take ownership for it. But at the very least, if it were to make you worry less about your children, wouldn't it be worth it to give it a shot? Because trust me, this product sells itself. All you gotta do is give it a shot. But a legitimate shot, and that's what people think they're giving a legitimate shot. But if they're not millionaires by day 3, they give up. That's not a legitimate shot. Grow up. Seriously. As a police officer, they used to have a saying. When you get called to, let's say, a domestic, husband and wife having an argument, they expect you to fix in 30 minutes a problem that took 30 years to accumulate. And that is perfect. That is perfectly said. You've been watering some horrible ass seeds since you first started thinking. You've been dropping 60,000 drops of water into buckets, and some of those buckets are overflowing. I mean, that's what happens. Not gonna fix it in 3 days. And they ain't trying to fix it. They trying to fix it and change the whole thing. Move into a new house. Once you're a millionaire, you ain't staying in the same house. Most people aren't. And disclaimer, some people do. I know people will get all up in the uproar, get their panties in a bunch about that. You speak in absolutes. Most people are going to get a new house and a new car when they become millionaires or get their dreams come true. And that means you would have had to spend time watering the seed of loving your shelter, God's shelter, loving the shape that God's shelter is coming to you in, loving the shape and way that God vehicle is coming to you in, which you probably don't do every day. So you're not watering that seed. So how do you expect to happen? How do you expect that to happen? People expect to become millionaires and get a house that they're not watering a seed, a car that they're not watering the seed, a position, a situation, a vacation. You're not watering none of those damn seeds. I water those seeds. That's why I'm always in Florida. I water them seeds. It's about time for me to go back. Last year, this time, I was getting ready to take a flight to Los Angeles. I'm about to do a repeat. Same thing. What day did I go to? 24th? I don't know. I look into all that. But life is great right now. Life is great. I can't, if I try to smile, it's not going to be good enough. I did a video about fake smiling the other day because, so there's some physical pains that are still going on, and I still get kicked in the chest every time I think about the world-renowned face of the thoughts become things movement, Nehemiah Davila, who exists in the universe other than this one, because on this one I'm still in this house, which I love, but it's still a kick in the tooth. And I haven't achieved that goal yet, especially since I get all the other ones so easy. It is a real kick in the mouth. But I don't let that get me down. But especially lately, I've allowed some things to happen in my life, and I feel like a dumbass before because I could have been feeling like this for the past 10 years since I've been retired. I retired in 2008. It's 2019, 11 years. But technically 10 because it was November of 2008. But it's not my official retirement date though. But anyway, all this time I could have been living like this because I had all that other stuff was in place. You know what I mean? I was in line for the first iPhone, and I love that thing. It made me so happy. This makes me happier. White band, black Gucci band, white Gucci band, black Gucci band. White. I couldn't decide, so I got them both. Anyways, um, tech makes me happy. A good video game has me in a happy mood. As far as family goes, everybody has the same goals as far as that goes. And as far as finances go, not everybody has the same goals, but everybody wants to be financially well off. And I've achieved that. I always say a true boy, and because I want people to step their fucking game up, honestly. Honestly, I sound like Nicki Minaj and when I say that, but there's a specific goal, and in order to be a boss, in order to be a true boss, you have to be able to stop working completely today, and you and your kids are fine, better than fine, cause not just fine, better than fine. I'm not talking about you collecting a social security check and you guys are eating shrimp once a week. Let's go a little better than that. That is what makes a true boss. Because everything beyond that is custom. Some people want rings, some people want shoes, some people want cars. Some people want to buy companies. So all that is custom, but at the end of the day, you want to know you're financially sound, and your kids are too. Then they have grandkids, and you include them, kinda. But your kids are gonna work a little bit, which you'll be able to take care of that, and they're gonna, this is just you. There's a little bit blanket on all that. But yeah, that's what it is. And like that lady said, I've achieved that, and all this other shit. And I'm noticing people are saying that a lot, bruh. I don't know, man. Sometimes you be catching me with what you be saying, some stuff I never heard of, like God car and God house. But yo, whatever you doing, that shit's working. You know, it's daily in this bitch. Y'all see this? It's called an Elgato. Evidently, yeah. Uh, yeah. But anyway, that was my thing. As far as the parenting, I can't think of any way to worry less. You don't want to worry none at all because of your kids. You gotta look after them. You gotta check them every now and then. But this is a real eye opener for me. It truly is. And I'm gonna take it a step further and get closer with my kids as far as thoughts become things. As far as meditating, I used to make them meditate for 10 minutes a day. It was like 5 years ago. Um, might start doing that again because that's just ammunition. Think about it. If the reason I'm so okay and stress free in that area of life is because I know I can manifest my life and I know they can manifest their life, why wouldn't I strengthen their abilities to manifest their life while I'm strengthening mine? Because every second that I can meditate with my son for 10 minutes, and then later on that day meditate with my daughter for 10 minutes. They just both amplified their energy level tenfold, and I did it 20. That's a win-win. All win-wins, baby. All win-wins. That's all we do. That's all we gonna do. All day, every day. I'm gonna wrap this video up and say this. There's a way to worry less. And that's by taking ownership of your life. Which means taking ownership of what you've been through. People hate it when I say this, but a woman who gets beaten doesn't go the whole day not thinking about getting beaten. She probably thinks about it all day. I would. Shit. If there was drama at my house where I was getting my ass whooped, I'm gonna be kind of not wanting to go home. Every time I think about home or house or dinner or kids or anything in the house, I kind of don't want to be there for that reason. And obviously, I just watered a whole shitload of bad seeds just saying that to you for the 6 seconds that I did. Imagine 40,000 of those a day. It's sad, but it can be changed. How bad do you want it? I love you guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Until then, it's your boy Neil. Peace.